Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about our celestial neighbor, the moon. It's a familiar sight in our night sky, but what if I told you it could double in size? Now, I'm not talking about some gradual, over millions of years kind of change. I mean, what if tomorrow morning we woke up, looked up, and bam, there it is, twice as big? It's a question that sparks curiosity and a touch of cosmic fear. Would it be a beautiful new feature in our sky or a harbinger of disaster? A larger moon would be a sight to behold, but its effects on Earth would be anything but subtle. We're talking about changes in tides, the length of our day, even the frequency of earthquakes. So, buckle up as we explore the fascinating and potentially chaotic consequences of a moon twice its current size. Get ready for a cosmic thought experiment you won't soon forget. Let's start with something we're all familiar with, tides. The moon's gravity is the main ingredient in Earth's ocean tides. Now, imagine that gravity amplified. A larger moon means a stronger gravitational pull, and that translates to more extreme tides. We're talking high tides that are higher, low tides that are lower, and a whole lot of coastline reshaping going on. Imagine the impact on coastal cities, on marine life, on the very rhythm of the ocean itself. The gentle ebb and flow we're used to could become a force to be reckoned with. Coastal communities would face a constant threat of flooding, and the delicate balance of marine ecosystems would be thrown into disarray. But it's not just about the water. This amplified gravitational tug-of-war would also affect Earth's crust, potentially triggering more frequent and intense earthquakes and volcanic activity. Talk about a recipe for geological upheaval. Ever wished for a few extra hours in the day? Well, a larger moon might just grant that wish, albeit very, very slowly. You see, the moon's gravity is already in a slow dance with Earth, causing a phenomenon called tidal friction. This friction is what's been gradually slowing down Earth's rotation, making our days slightly longer over eons. Now, with a larger moon, this effect would be amplified. The slowdown wouldn't be sudden, we're talking about a difference of maybe a few seconds every century. But over millions of years, those seconds would add up to significant changes in the length of a day. Imagine the implications for timekeeping, for our sleep cycles, even for the evolution of life itself. A longer day means more exposure to sunlight for some, longer nights for others, and a whole new set of adaptations for life on Earth to grapple with. Now let's talk about eclipses. A lunar eclipse where the Earth casts its shadow on the moon would look pretty much the same, just with a bigger lunar disk to cover. But solar eclipses, those celestial events where the moon passes between the sun and Earth, well, those would become a whole lot more dramatic. A larger moon means a larger shadow cast on Earth during a solar eclipse. Total eclipses, where the sun is completely blocked out, would become more frequent, and last much longer. Imagine the sky darkening, the temperature dropping, and the sun's corona blazing around the silhouette of a moon twice its usual size. It would be a breathtaking spectacle, but also a stark reminder of the moon's newfound dominance in our sky. Imagine the stories, the myths, the awe that would surround these more frequent celestial events. Chapter 4. Remember that stronger gravitational pull we talked about? Well, its effects wouldn't be limited to our oceans and the length of our days. A larger moon would also tug on Earth's crust with greater force. This increased gravitational stress could lead to heightened geological activity. We're talking about earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis becoming more frequent and potentially more powerful. Imagine the Ring of Fire, already one of the most geologically active areas on Earth, becoming even more volatile. It's a sobering thought, but a reminder that even the seemingly solid ground beneath our feet is constantly in flux. Chapter 5. One of the most noticeable changes with a larger moon would be the increased brightness of our nights. With twice the surface area reflecting sunlight, a full moon could be bright enough to read by. Think about the implications for nocturnal animals, for energy consumption, for stargazing. Imagine gazing up at a moon so bright it casts distinct shadows on the ground. Romantic walks under the moonlight would take on a whole new meaning, and cities might even be able to save on electricity. But for those who cherish the darkness of night, it would be a significant change. Chapter 6. Now here's where things get really interesting. If the moon suddenly doubled in size, its mass would increase significantly. This sudden change could disrupt the delicate gravitational balance that keeps the moon in its orbit around Earth. there's a chance the moon might be pulled closer to Earth, amplifying all the effects we've discussed so far. Imagine even higher tides, even longer eclipses, even more intense geological activity. It's a scenario that could push our planet to its limits. Outro. So, there you have it. A moon twice the size would be a sight to behold, but it would also bring about profound changes to life as we know it. From extreme tides and longer days to brighter nights and increased geological activity, our planet would be a very different place. But here's the thing about life. It's incredibly adaptable. Over millions of years, plants and animals have evolved to thrive in Earth's ever-changing environment. A larger moon would present new challenges, but it would also create new opportunities. Who knows what kind of adaptations might arise? Perhaps creatures with enhanced night vision, plants that thrive in flooded coastal plains, or even humans who've adapted to longer days and shorter nights. The universe is full of wonders, and even seemingly small changes can have ripple effects that reshape entire worlds. So the next time you look up at the moon, take a moment to appreciate its beauty, its influence, and the delicate balance that makes life on Earth possible.